the Madman! And we're officially kicking off the Witchwood reveal season. Very exciting. These 10 cards were revealed on the official Hearthstone stream, and there are a bunch of flashy legendaries in here. Let's jump right into it. We're gonna start with this delicious looking apple. 2 mana Druid spell, Witchwood apple, add 3/2/2 treants to your hand. Initially, that looks pretty terrible compared to a card like Force of Nature, which sees no play, or Doppelgangster. Big difference, I suppose, about the apple is you're getting the cards into your hand, which means you can space them out how you'd like. For whatever reason, I have no idea. So initially it doesn't look like much, but you combine it with what seems to be a Druid theme in this set. Whispering Woods, the other Druid spell revealed. 4 mana, summon a 1/1 Wisp for each card in your hand. So you play your Witchwood apple on turn 2, fill up your hand, and then you play your Whispering Woods and you get 4 mana 7/7 Wisps. Depending on how much 1 damage AoE there is in the meta, and or 2 or 3 damage AoE, that's a lot of value for a card. If your 7/1/1 survive, and then you Savage Roar for your 16 damage, that's 23 damage right there. We're gonna have to stay tuned to see how many more hand size matter cards are there for Druid. Winner gets a very exciting legendary, Houndmaster Shaw. 4 mana 3/6, so we'll start off with that stat line is pretty good. Even if it was just vanilla, this card would almost be playable, but it's got a very good text line on it. Your other minions have Rush, making this a must-kill card. Houndmaster Shaw compares to Tundra right now. Comes out a turn earlier, has +1/+1 stats, and furthermore doesn't actually care about beast synergy. One of the problems with Control Hunter, or hunters with a late game plan, is that they don't have any healing, but you might not need healing if you have a bunch of Rush in your deck. Rush is like preemptive healing. You kill off their minions that don't do damage to your face. Rush, along with spells, their second line of defense, really quickly kill off opposing minions before you can take damage, and like the third line of defense is secrets. Your typical control deck has like the first line of defense, which is taunt minions and just high health minions, into spells, into healing as your last line of defense, your stabilize part. I imagine just like Fandral Staghelm, you can easily play this on turn 4, and unlike Fandral Staghelm, the extra point of health really allows much more survivability. So you curve that into Lesser Emerald Spellstone. 4 3/3 wolves with Rush, that would be very, very strong indeed. Paladin gets a blast from the past in its new spell, Rebuke. Enemy spells cost 5 more next turn. So we've seen that before on an extremely good card that made its way into quite a lot of decks, Loatheb, and that's why initial reaction to this card is extremely favorable. People are like, wow, what a great card. You just play it to protect your guys from all of those mean old control decks which are looking to AoE your board, and then they're sad when you kill them. Problem with this card, and why it doesn't quite compare to Loatheb, this does not come with a 5/5. So Loatheb was good because a 5 mana 5/5 wasn't that bad. It actually still had applications because any minion is a threat, which is why Rebuke is not anywhere close to Loatheb, really. The main problem with this card is it's absolutely useless against the mirror, generally, and it's pretty bad against aggro. Vivid Nightmare, pre-spell, 3 mana, choose a friendly minion, summon a copy of it with 1 health remaining. 1 health remaining basically means that it starts off damaged at 1 health, and as a priest you can heal it back up. Vivid Nightmare, your Northshire Cleric, you can then play your Circle of Healing, and then you would draw 2 cards because you would have 2 Northshire Clerics out. Wow, what a combo. Currently I'm kind of on the it won't fit into any deck theme, but this has a lot of creative applications to it. Notably, one thing that I can quickly think of is Cube. Carnivorous Cube provides a tremendous amount of value when you cube something. So Vivid Nightmaring your cube for 3 mana lets you quad cube. It doubles your double. Sick value. Now the main downside of that idea is that you could have already done such a thing with Mirage Caller and then never saw any play. Shaman gets Witch's Apprentice. 1 mana, 0/1. First of its stat line, I believe. Taunt. It's a frog. Battle Cry, add a random Shaman spell to your hand. This is basically Babbling Book, except the Shaman flavor. Is a 0/1 taunt better than a 1/1? Usually not, but sometimes yes. Late game, the 0/1 taunt is better. Early game, the 0/1 taunt is way worse. Babbling Book gets you random mage spell. Witch's Apprentice gets you a random shaman spell. Which one is better? It turns out that mage spell is way better. Even with the rotation, the classic set has a lot of terrible random shaman spells. How good the card is gonna depend on the shaman spells printed in this set, as well as in the next 2 sets. But I get the feeling that the shaman spells will probably be getting better. That said though, this card might still see no play because Babbling Book rarely saw play in control mages. Part of the reason why Babbling Book made the cut is because it's a 1 mana 1/1, which can contest the board, especially with the mage Fire Blast hero power. Shaman has no way of taking advantage really of this card other than gaining a little bit of health. But where random shaman spells really shine is with the big card of the set, Hagatha the Witch, who is basically the big boss of the Witchwood. The entire set is named after her, in fact. So the only playable hero card in the set is the Shaman one. 8 mana, Battlecry, deal 3 damage to all minions, and as with all the hero cards, you gain 5 armor when you play it. And then the hero power becomes Bewitch. After you play a minion, add a random shaman spell to your hand. A incredible value generator, very similar to Valera the Hollow. With Valera, you only got 1 extra value each turn, 1 card, though it would be a card that you wanted because you would naturally include those in your deck. Whereas with Bewitch, you're only getting random shaman spells. But hey, if you get enough random shaman spells, you're bound to get a few good ones. So you clearly want to play this in a deck with a lot of minions. What deck would that be? Well, there's only really one at the moment which comes to mind. The good old Elemental Shaman deck. When Ungoro first came out, Elemental Shaman was experimented with. It was like on the edge of viability. With the Jade package rotating out though, it might be a little bit tough to find more early game to go with it. Which is why we're hoping that in the new expansion, there will be some sort of early game to fit into this deck. And then hopefully there will be good enough cards to slide a few of the less good cards in this deck out. But worth mentioning is that Firefly is especially good with Hagatha because you add the 1/2 elemental to your hand and then you play it again. So for just 2 mana, you're not only getting the 2 flame elementals type cards, but you're also getting 2 random shaman spells. Really powerful. If you felt like you could go super slow, Igneous Elemental adds 3 random shaman spells to your hand. And Grumble, of course, has the potential to add a lot of cards. The big thing also is we're looking for a good Echo card. If you have a low-cost Echo minion, then you get to play however many Echo minions of that copy you want, and then Hagatha will grant you that many Shaman cards. If you Grumble your Echo minion, you get to do the entire Echo thing again. So much value. Used to be that you couldn't outvalue Jade Idol, but now you can outvalue Jade Idol in Standard because Jade Idol's rotating out. Thank goodness Rebuke was printed in order to counter the massive amounts of random shaman spells that you're going to be facing.
No, we cannot make that card.
What is it?
We cannot make that card.
It's too OP. It's too
Guys,
OP.
guys,
Leave
what?
the camera.
Run!
Guys,
Nerf it! Nerf it! Nerf it now!
Next up, we've got a Warlock Legendary, Glinda Crowskin. 6 mana, 3/7, minions in your hand have Echo. Speaking of sick value, the way Echo works is essentially each time you play a card with Echo, it's like it reads draw a card, which you have to play this turn. So the card costs a high enough amount, kind of prohibitive amount, that you can't spend too much mana to Echo your stuff. Supposing you did this on turn 10, you can do Glinda Crowskin, then play 4 Kobold Librarians, and that's already basically drawing an additional 3 cards. Wow. And if she survives on the board to your turn 7 or your turn 8 or your turn 10, then you can do some pretty gross stuff. What's especially good is if you can somehow play her and then immediately play a bunch of 0 cost minions. Now, we're not talking wisps here, we're talking about something like Molten Giant, perhaps. Oh, that's getting rotated out, what a shame. The most obvious deck for this card to go into seems to be Zoo at the moment, because Control Warlocks play 2 heavy cost minions for them to really gain too much benefit from Echo. But 1 mana minions or 0 mana minions seem to be where the value is at. Worth mentioning is that she does have some pretty good synergy with Summoning Portal. But the problem with going the Summoning Portal route is you start to get a little bit too insane into the Echo theme. Seems like a meme, but who knows, maybe you can find something consistent enough for Glinda. And she does have 7 health for 6 mana. Not too shabby. Next up, Nightmare Amalgam. 3 mana, 3/4. It's everything. I think this is a really good description of a card that could fit into any deck, but won't fit into every deck. There are quite a few decks that don't want this to be a demon, such as Cube Block. Curator would be extremely good with Amalgam, but Curator is rotating out. And then the question is, most of these tribes really only care about the specific tribe. Hard to say if any of the decks will actually use it. This deck will also keep showing up in your discover options if you need to discover a dragon or discover a whatever now. It gets killed by all of the hate cards such as Dragon Slayer, both versions of Crabs, Hungry Crab, and Galactic Crawler. So a very interesting design. The main problem is a 3 mana 3/4 of the specific tribe that you're looking for just might not be good enough. Finally last, and perhaps not least, Rotten Apple Bomb. It's an apple tree. 5 mana 4/5 taunt, Death Rattle, restore 4 health to your hero. The Sludge Belcher was a 5 mana 3/5 taunt, Death Rattle summoning a 1/2 slime with taunt. So this kind of front loads the attack in that it has +1 attack on the Sludge Belcher, and when it dies it restores 4 health. A little bit better about controlling your health versus the Sludge Belcher, but a little bit worse for board control. It compares with the Anti-Killbot, 5 mana 3/3. Battle Cry, restore 8 health to your hero. This is not as fast as the Anti-Killbot, but does protect you for the 5 taunt and restores 4. Turns out taunt and a Death Rattle is a good combination. Vulnerable to silence, but right now we're looking to enter a meta where Cube Block appears to be the strongest deck, and restoring health against Cube Block isn't that big a deal. So depending on the meta, you may or may not see this card, and we'll have to see what the meta turns out to be.